Hello. Hello, welcome everyone. Haere mai, kia ora, hello, g'day. Welcome to Roller Derby here in Melbourne, Victoria, here in the Wurundjeri people lands. We're so excited to have you here today so that we can see Perth. We've flown over in probably a 9-hour flight over here to Victoria to play against the home team, the Victorian Thunder. My name is Pavey Wavy, and I've got my friend over here.
I'm Bruce Nicole.
And if you don't know, Bruce is learning how to commentate for the first time, so please be kind to them. We are all very stoked that Bruce is trying a new role. Normally they're officiating, so it'll be interesting to see them from a different perspective.
Always, always. We've got the lineups now. We've got...
Looks like Namazoom is kicking it off for Perth Roller Derby, giving us a wave. Hello, welcome, thanks for being here.
And Bussy from VRDL.
Hello, Bussy, hi, welcome. Thank you for playing today. And within our 3-second timer that we've got left, we're about to hear the officials' 5 seconds. That is the whistle, which means we are back in Roller Derby for our first jam here, and it's Perth and Thunder. The 5-second call has been made. Both jammers are gearing up to start on the first whistle, and Thunder have already hustled through, but it's Perth that have the lead jammer position. Namazoon already coming around onto an initial scoring pass. Meanwhile, Bussy is fighting at the top. It seems like it's a little bit scrappy there at the top, fighting out against a 2-wall.
And Bussy has made it through the pack.
Namazoon, meanwhile, has already scored some points, looking at whether they do want to call it or continue on. Peacock has served a penalty, which means that Perth now has 3 blockers on the track. Beautiful outside footwork there for Bussy, not quite enough. Still getting that drive at the top. Meanwhile, the officials are having a whistle party on the inside line. Another whistle has been called. That looks like it's going to Beckery there on 054 Victorian Thunder. That means we have 3 apiece on the track. Namazoon creating a real hustle at the top there for Mayhem, having to let them go. Call-up has been made, and what an initial start here for Perth.
And 3 passes for Perth.
So it's 12 points for Perth, 3 points for Thunder, and we've already got a very fast game on our hands. We've got an initial kickoff here with 3 blockers for Thunder, 4 for Perth. Looks like Perth have already started to set up with Jamie Dodger against Free Toby at the back.
And Jamie Dodger jamming for Perth.
Jamie Dodger really driving that wall at the top to earn lean jammer position. Does fall over from that ghost blocker. The excitement must be a little bit too much. Meanwhile, Toby stuck at the back there against the solid 3-wall of Perth.
Perth is about to make their first scoring pass.
Wheels taking Toby all the way to the back and causing a direct recycle. Quinn is still getting in on the action to help out Toby. Will they be able to help them get out? A lot of comms going in from the Thunder team. And comms directly coming from the Thunder bench as well. On when the jammer does come through on an approach. Jamie Dodger already done the next scoring pass. That is now an additional 4 points for Perth, coming up to 8 this jam. We do have a star pass, folks. That's the first star pass of the game, going from Free Toby to Quinn. The jam has been called off. That's an additional 2 points being earned there for Perth. That should be 10 points, although it shows 11 on the scoreboard. We'll see that rectified soon, and no points for Thunder.
Up on the jam line is Vanessa from VRDL, and
I believe that's Fatality there for Perth. Vanessa Shredgrave lining up on the jam line next to Fatality. It's interesting to see their different jam styles here as their body type is quite similar. We'll see who has success. Perth already out for a lead jammer position. Meanwhile, Thunder fighting to get their jammer out. Vanessa really holding through that inside line. Big hit out there with Smack. Almost looked like that was happening in slow motion there on turn 1. Smack isn't done yet though. Looking for holding that jammer as a grudge. Lots of communication going on in the pack, and it appears like we've got 2 packs going on here. One holding out of the back with Thunder has to let Perth jammer go, unfortunately. That earns Perth 4 points for fatality. Big hit there by Mayhem at the top to try and get Vanessa Shredgrave out. Huge effort there from Mayhem. Combs coming in from the bench on Perth, directing them on where to go next. It does appear like the pack has come to a standstill. Faye looking very focused there to get in another scoring pass. That's 8 points for Perth already. Meanwhile, they do have one sitting in the box joining Killer Curls from Thunder. A star pass, that's the second star pass this game has already happened to Tambalam Slam. Meanwhile, we have an official falling on the outside based on the speed of the pack. Thank you, Corey, for that wonderful display. And a beautiful loud whistling going on for the officials to signal the end of that jam. No additional points scored. That's 12 points for Perth, 0 for Victorian Thunder. It's interesting to see, Bruiser, that we may have a down start here for Perth. There's only 2 blockers that will be on the track for Perth and 4 for Thunder. 5-second call has been made. Kai looks very focused from Thunder. Meanwhile, Comatose has prepared on the outside line to hustle against Kai. We have a strong drive going from both teams moving around. Hustle is happening and Perth has managed to get lead. They do have an initial scoring pass now being come through. Have Thunder got the catch? They do. That's slowing down Comatose. Meanwhile, Kai is still hustling out from the back against the 2 wall that has now become a 4 wall.
And now Perth is back on a full team.
The star has been stashed by Kai. We'll see whether that amounts to much. Meanwhile, Comatose is happy to just cut some laps for an additional scoring pass. A lot of communication in the pack has slowed down significantly here on turn 1. Kai getting recycled from the outside line. Those OPRs looking very intently on how that pack is going through. We're very mindful here that the bench in Perth is very close to the action right now. Third scoring pass there for Comatose.
Kai has made it through the pack.
A huge catch up there on the top by Quinn to catch Coast at the top. Beautiful turnaround spin by Comatose to then get an initial 4 points. That will mean a 4-point pass. That's 16 points for Perth, none for Thunder at this stage. Thunder is sitting at 3 points against Perth's 50 at this stage. Will they be able to score some additional points in this jam to try and bring that margin closer together?
Boosie is lining up on track with Perth 264. Who is Locomotives?
Yeah, this looks like this is Locomotive's first jam here of the game so far. We haven't seen them play that much in the earlier game against Brisbane either, so it'll be interesting to see how they go against Boosie and the Thunder team. A lot of sweeping going on between both packs. It does look like Boosie has broken away, so that could be the lead that Thunder needs right now. Boosie looking ecstatic and filled with joy and concentration.
And Perth has just made it through the pack and now skating through.
Big drive here, but it looks like we've got one blocker apiece from each team coming up. Locomotive has already engaged the pack and starting to drive through. Still a lot of pushing and hustling going on from both teams, and almost fallout and now a hit out being made by the Perth team to bring Bussy Recycling back in front of the second part of the crowd. Call-off has been made, and that has saved the photographer from getting hit by a skater.
4 points for Perth and 3 for VRDL.
This particular jam, we will have one blocker. That's Mayhem sitting in the penalty box to start, which means Perth will have an additional blocker on the track. And then Thunder, they won't have much time to respond to that, but we'll see how Pulp Friction and Namazun respond to that in this jam. 5 seconds has been called loud and clear. Thank you, Cam. Big drive and hit out going on there by Perth. Meanwhile, Friction jumping on the outside line, jumping over Perth to get lead and passing the jammer. We now have a big speed race going on between Pulp Friction and Namazoo. We're going to get some sneaky points. We're going to continue this jam. Baby Apex jump on the inside line. Looks like a low block is being called for that. Meanwhile, another penalty is being called to Bavas Haru. Everyone is having a penalty party over here in the box. The pack has now done an additional lap already, and we're only 40 seconds in onto the track. Meanwhile, we're now doing our next rotation of the track. A lot of bodies falling on the ground. Looks like Namazoo got a high block on the way through. No one saw it. Keep moving on. Meanwhile, Friction is having some jumping, hustling going on. And the jam has been called, and oh my goodness, we've done about 3 laps of the track just in that one jam alone, and I think I put the microphone too close and now it's got lipstick on it. Let's see if this pace continues throughout the jam. It does get quite tiring doing multiple laps compared to when we looked at the start of the game. We were all focused mainly on turn 1, so we'll see whether this is a preferred method from either team.
Lining up for VRDL is Free Toby, and for Perth is Boot.
We've got a jammer penalty being issued to Free Toby. That means we do have a power jam for Jamie Dodgem and the Perth Evils. A lot of hustling going on in turn 1. There's that big drive there for Jamie, who's really having that hard time near the lose. Pack establishment has been called, and now driving in front of the wall. We do have Babas Haru back from the penalty box. Jammer is now looking to be focused in the fray as well. Meanwhile, Jamie really struggling to get to that top wall. Toby plowing through, hoping for a shopping.
There is still no lead of in the jam.
Meanwhile, Toby looks like they're going for Black Friday sale and hoping to get that lead jammer position.
Toby cannot get lead jammer.
No, unfortunately not. But that doesn't mean that you can't give it a solid try, Bruce.
Absolutely.
Yes, because Toby had reported to the penalty box at the start of the jam, that does mean, unfortunately, that they cannot earn the lead jammer position. So that means that Jamie Dodgem still is eligible to get that lead position. Meanwhile, Toby still is eligible to get points. So wants to be able to complete this initial pass to be able to earn those points.
Toby is still fighting real hard. Like, it looks really good.
And this could be the first jam where we go 2 minutes without lead. There's only 15 seconds left on the jam. Toby is slowly getting that drive out. Meanwhile, Jamie is stuck between a Haru and a Beckery.
Toby has made it through the pack, but is not a lead, unfortunately.
And that is the jam, folks. Wow.
Thank you,
Everyone
Cam.
give them a round of applause for 2 minutes of tough slog. There's nothing like going to the creek and not bringing your gumboots, that's for sure. You're just wading in a lot of water. Looks like Perth are hanging out on the bench. They might potentially call a timeout, and
Perth?
yes, they do.
Perth have called a team timeout. So while we're in our timeout, let's thank our officials and go through who our officials are this game. I've got my cute little list here.
Oh, that's good, because I don't.
Up, we have Cam as our jam timer. Biznix as our penalty box manager. Ray and Flo as our penalty box timers. Karen as the scoreboard operator. Muggles and Scrapple as our scorekeepers. And Lightning, McQueen and Ruby Soho as our penalty trackers. And on skates, we have John Ref as our head ref. Pace and Kim as our jam refs. And who else? Jam Jet as our IPR. And Faye, Corey and KT as our OPRs.
5-second call has been made. We are back into the action. Thank you for this nice timeout. We have both Fatality and Kai getting the drive through. Meanwhile, Faye's not mucking around, going in, getting the lead jammer and causing the drive. Big hit on the outside there by Raph to try and drive someone almost twice the size. That's Wheels. Beautiful spin there by Faye. That's the second spin of the day for Faye. Let's see how many they can get done by the end of the game. Huge hit out there by Quinn for Faye, looking them to recycle around. That doesn't bother them though. They're continuing around the outside. Meanwhile, Kai getting stuck near the loose.
And Perth has made another pass for 4 points.
And so that's 8 points total so far in this jam for Fatality. Kai having a tough time driving through, but not determined to get out. Meanwhile, we have a strong action going up here on turn 2. We have a very strung out pack here. JREF concentrating very hard on making sure everyone sticks to the rules and stays within that pack. A penalty being issued there, 2 wheels. That means Kai only has 3 to deal with.
And Kai
an additional spin there on the inside line.
Nice work, Kai.
And Kai is now fighting off that ghost blocker on turn 3. That's a beautiful inside turn there. That means there was 3 spins in that one jam, folks. 3 spins. 1 from Faye, 1 from Kai, and another 1 from Faye. How many spins do we want? We want more. More spins, folks.
Lining up for Perth is Comatose, and for VRDL is Shredgraves.
So if we've got the spins, do we have the jumps this jam? We'll see. Jumps or jukes, I'm putting my bets on. We've got a strong drive here, both from Vanessa Shredgrave and Comatose to get through that up. Shreds is not giving up with that drive. I can feel the intensity coming from the track. Comatose determined to fight off against what is now a 4-wall.
And Vanessa has made it through the pack. And is lead jammer.
Lead jam is now declared for Vanessa Shredgrave. That determination is paid off. Meanwhile, that 3-wall of Perth at the back are very happy and content to show her where she needs to go.
Perth has made it through the pack and is coming up to the back.
There's a lot of arms and limbs going through. Call-off has been made. Does Vanessa get 2 points to get 1? 1 point being issued to Shreds. And what a tough drive that was. I could see Shreds really tried to turn their hips in to get additional points as much as possible, but Perth were not having a bar of it.
The penalty box is empty, and we've got both full teams on the track.
Looks like everyone behaved themselves in that last jam.
It's good to see. It's real good to see.
I'm oddly skeptical. Locomotive and Friction facing us again. This time it looks like Locomotive has the authority to decide where to go. That's not bothering Friction, who's forcing the call off. That means it's 0 apiece in that jam.
That was a very fast jam.
Yes, it seems both of them really love a fast pack. They really want to get the speed.
Lining up for VRDL, we have Bussy. And for Perth.
Namazoom.
Yeah.
Does seem like both teams are quite happy with this matchup. And we have 14 points for Thunder against Perth 76 at this stage. And if you notice the drive back from Thunder, what did you see, Bruce?
Oh, Perth's jammer just got out real quick.
A huge drive there at the back from Bussy. Namazoom, meanwhile, just dipping underneath and doing a classic bean dip. Both OPRs saw it. Both OPRs were pleased. They gave the nod. Everyone loves a good bean dip. Meanwhile, Bussy's still driving up, getting some help from Tam. Balam Slam at the back. Really hustling to get through that line. Hit out being made by Mayhem. Mayhem gets hit out himself, and that one means that Namazoom can come in while that outside hit is being made. A lot of folks have fallen on the floor, a lot of yelling going on and pointing. Does seem like that was successful, the yelling and pointing won out on that pass.
Namazoom is making their jammer rep work really hard this game.
And it does, Bussy has taken off the star. Does that mean we could potentially have a star pass? Perth are adamant to leave Namazoom alone. And it does seem like this is the jam where everyone just puts their hands up and goes, I don't know. We've had about 4 I don't knows this jam to date.
And that was just called by Perth.
And wow, I don't know, bro, but that's 12 points for Perth. No points for Bussy and Thunder. And we have our next jam lined up already with one Thunder blocker in the box. Couple of conversations going on from both packs to try and set up a new strategy. Will we see something else happening on the start? Huge offense there by number 7. That's Tio from Perth to get that initial head out, but Pulp Friction was too fast. Now we're back to a fast pass. Is Friction going to cause the drive? Huge bean dip, but no call off. That means we're going to continue this jam. Meanwhile, Jamie Dodgers still driving through the top. No pack has been called. Is someone getting the penalty for that no pack? Yes, they are. Jamjet is yelling for someone. They're not happy about it. Meanwhile, Jammy's going through for the next pass. And wow, there's a lot of pushy going on here in front of turn 2. Seems like the pace has slowed down, but we still have a lot of drive going through. Jamie Dodger is already coming for their next scoring pass. That means that Friction will need to at least match that on the score to come out even. Now we do know that Jamie Dodger will be holding some points there in addition to the 4 they've already earned. We have 2 blockers that are just about to return from the box. Meanwhile, Friction fighting hard against a 2-wall at the top of Perth. The whole pack seems to move back about 20 feet. Looks like something happened on the outside and Friction is skating off the track, now returning to the track. Very confused about what's going on there. They are going to the penalty box for a forearm penalty. That must have been issued for that turn on the outside line on turn 2, so that's a forearm being issued, which means Jamie Dodger is now the only scoring jammer on the track, and we have 8 seconds left on the clock. Another penalty is being issued. It does look like another forearms penalty is being called, which means both jammers will be in the box to start this jam. Now, in the situation where both jammers are in the box, the jammer that reported earlier or first will be sent off immediately to return to the track. The next jammer that has received the penalty, which in this case is Jamie Dodger, will then only serve the time that Friction has served for their initial penalty. This doesn't mean that both of them don't get their forearms penalty though. Both of them still earn their forearms. but they only have to serve the time before they can continue playing the game.
Definitely, and during the game, this would be called a jammer bounce.
So it looks like an official timeout has been called by the officials as well. Does look like they're just discussing points, confirming that the 8 apiece is correct for both jammers, especially considering they would have earned a penalty before or after earning a point. It's really important for them to clarify that what they have is correct. And so now you will see the jammer bounce in action. All pack has decided to start near the top. Are we going to have a race on our hands?
Absolutely.
Is this a remake of Cars 2 Roller Derby Edition? And everyone decides to go backwards, because apparently we don't have enough backwards in roller derby, so we'll add some more for you.
Pole Friction is back on track and is getting through and has just made lead.
Friction does get lead for this jam, is now coming on their scoring pass. Jamie Dodgem has now served the penalty. Huge slice there by Friction, but still fighting out against the Perth blockers. Multiplayer block being called on a Perth blocker. Jamie fighting against Tam. And it does look like we only have 2 blockers on the track for Thunder. Meanwhile, Friction is just skating a heart out while Jamie Dodgem is really getting for that drive. A call-off has been made while Beckery has returned to the track to allow Thunder to have 3 blockers on the next jam. Looks like it's 2 apiece on that side, but Friction already had an additional pass. So that's 6 points for Thunder and 2 points for Perth in that jam.
Blue has just called a team timeout. VRDL have just called a team timeout. My official brain is in full function.
So now is a great time if you want to consider what kind of snacks you want to get for the lunch break, what kind of sausages you might get from the sausage sizzle, whether you're a ketchup and mustard person or just ketchup.
Yep, or even want to visit the cake stand.
Everyone likes cake.
We also have raffle tickets for sale as well.
Do you know what prizes we have, Bruce?
Unfortunately, I do not. But I was looking down there and there are some gift baskets.
Oh, so you could earn a gift basket at the raffle. So feel free to come and donate to this beloved factory with your raffle tickets. We have 5 minutes remaining in this half, so that's 5 minutes to start to get hungry before you start to get those snacks.
Awesome. Team timeout has completed and the next jam is coming up.
Well, both teams would have had ample time to think about whether they want to maintain their current strategy or consider trying something new. We'll see if we have some original starts coming up here for this call. And Kai doing an initial hit against the opposing jammer, fatality. Doesn't bother Faye though, they're already on their scoring pass now after getting lead jammer. Kai looking for an additional hit, taking the panty off, and now we have a potential star pass. Meanwhile, all blockers are now back on the track. 2 whistles being called here. It looks like we have a forearms and a multiplayer block. Both of them going to Perth blockers. That means Kai only has 2 blockers from Perth to contend with. Will that change how they get that drive?
Kai is planning a really good fight through those 2 blockers. And has just made it through the pack.
Sneak through the inside line. Barely a mil there to get past. We've got a lot of chaos coming around in turn 2. Everyone is going at a high pace. Pack has now started to slow down in that turn 2. Both jammers are getting stuck against a 3 wall. And JRef has done the signal for no pack and I don't know, and that's given Kai the opportunity to be able to come out on a scoring pass.
Penalty box is empty.
12 points for Perth in that jam. 4 points for Thunder. Perth is creeping up to get almost the same amount of points that they had full time for the Brisbane game earlier today.
Lining up for VRDL Thunder is Free Toby, and lining up for Perth is...
That is Comatose.
Yeah, Comatose.
Oh, sneaking through the outside line, giving a nod there from Craig. Comatose pushing against Beckery at the top, really creating that drive to get lead jammer.
Possum Riot was putting on a really good fight out the front.
More nodding there going on the outside line for Free Toby to be able to get out on that initial pass. Call off being made by Toast. That gives it 4 points there for Perth. No points for Thunder at this stage. But there's still time, folks. There's still 3 minutes in this half.
Yep.
And everyone still has timeouts. And no official reviews have been called today. So everyone seems to be quite pleased with the officials today.
We've still got time.
Indeed. This is the first half of Perth vs Thunder. Bussy getting a drive hit out on the initial, still holding that outside. Meanwhile, Locomotive sprinting on the outside to get that initial catch. Does get earned lead for that sneaky run through. And it looks like a black block is being called, a back block being called by a blocker. Appears like that is going to RAF. Call off has been made before Bussy can score any points. And that, folks, is a shutdown by Perth. A hit it and quit it of 4 points. None for Thunder.
Up for VRDL, we have my brain.
We have Namazoom and Pulp Friction up on the
you.
back line there. Looking to do another really fast jam, I'm sure. So I hope you're all ready for some lot of fast action. And here go both the speedy jammers, really showing you what they're made of. Huge four-wall catch to head out Friction there on the outside. Perth do not want to go fast if they can avoid it. Namazoon driving up against Mayhem at the top. Mayhem doing an excellent job at the catch, but not enough. Namazoon is saying, I'm still here, getting that drive through. Meanwhile, an additional hit out being made by Friction. Namazoon sneaking through the inside line before Thunder could see. A jammer star has been taken off by Friction. Meanwhile, Namazoon looking at the inside line again, being shut down this time. Beckery saying, I'm not being fooled twice, thank you very much. And now the packs have decided to slow down here in turn one. Both jammers really starting to get their legs in there and try and get involved. And if we look really closely at all of the inside refs, they're so close in that pack that they're really finding it hard to see. You're starting to see some crouching and some squinting. And Namazoon doing the whole fall and call off. Excellent jamming call. Great job, Namazoon. Means you're really giving it 110%. Yeah, there's nothing like trying to see a penalty when you're leaning down, squatting and squinting sideways and hoping it's something you're not seeing.
Cool. That's the jam.
And Cam has called it for everyone, folks. That is the halftime of the first game here. Thunder against Perth. What an exciting game. Seems like the perfect time to get some cake, some saucies, get a snag, and enjoy the sunshine while you still can.
And buy some raffle tickets.
Yes, get some raffle tickets. We'll see you soon, folks, in 15 minutes.
In 2010, we took soft foam helmets from every brand, including S1, into the testing lab and discovered that every single one of them failed current helmet safety standards. This is a soft foam helmet. It has a hard plastic outer shell and soft foam inserts. The problem with soft foam helmets is that impact energy travels directly through these helmets and rattles the brain. Soft foam helmets do not pass high impact or multiple impact certification tests. After learning this information, we set out to make a better, safer helmet. What we created was the S1 Lifer helmet with fusion foam. We make fusion foam by blending low, medium, and high density beads together to make our impact reducing inner foam mold. The inner foam mold is what does all the impact dispersion in the S1 Lifer helmet. We batch test every production run of helmets to ensure the quality and consistency of every S1 Lifer helmet made. Get a lifer, be a lifer.
This is the totally redesigned Lifer visor helmet from S1. Featuring our patented fusion foam, this helmet has the impact protection you've come to expect from an S1 helmet and is both multiple impact and high impact certified. Our new custom visor is made with a high impact polycarbonate lens, which is optically correct and features our patented cover catcher, which allows for multiple covers to be worn with easy on-off. The outside lens has an anti-scratch coating, while the inside has an anti-fog coating. The outer shell is equipped with in-mold mounting hardware, so that the visor can be removed and replaced if needed. The S1 Lifer visor helmet, where innovation and function are actualized.
S1 Helmets has raised the bar for helmet quality and safety. We batch test every production run of S1 Lifer helmets to ensure the consistency and reliability of quality we have set for an S1 Lifer helmet. The S1 Lifer helmet is tested to make sure that the fusion foam is soft enough to diffuse energy to the head in multiple low force impacts and dense enough to distribute energy away from the helmet is certified and fit great, and that you know will perform when you need them to. We are not required to batch test every run of S1 Lifer helmets made, but we do so for our peace of mind and yours. Quality counts. Get a lifer, be a lifer.
The S1 Pro knee pad is built to last and perform, blending highly durable fabrics and materials into an innovative design with exceptional craftsmanship. We use a very tough, military-grade ballistic nylon for the outer shell material. We triple-stitched every seam to prevent blowouts and reinforced all of the straps with additional stitching. Our top straps are made with a high-retention elastic that minimizes excessive stretching and incorporates a length adjustment system to allow you to lengthen or shorten the top strap. The inner knee cup mold is streamlined and deep-fitting and features a 4-tiered foam system combining varying densities of foam with shock-dispersing foam to achieve both shock reduction and comfort on impact. The inner foam layer is a high-rebound memory foam which absorbs shock and molds to your knee on impact, stabilizing the knee, helping to prevent slippage. Our kneecap has a flat surface that supports stability on impact and is made with a high abrasion polycarbonate plastic for durability. The S1 Pro knee pad: stability, durability, functionality.
One person understood the joke. Hi, everybody. My name's Beef. The lovely Pavey has just run off to get ready for the next game up, BCR versus the VRDL All-Stars. That's starting at... What time is that starting?
It starts at 6 p.m.
I don't know the schedule.
Look, we're both newbies here, so let's bumble along.
Yeah, prepare yourself for a very exciting, a very interesting second half commentary. It's going to be astonishing.
And wild.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy I got to ask the question.
You did. You got to ask the question. I'm so proud of you. We've got less than a minute till the half start, so if you're grabbing your snackies, make your way back to your seats now.
Yep.
Grab a snag from the lovely Spider who's out there grilling tirelessly in the sun.
Oh, you got a wave!
Little spatula wave. We love you, Spider. We love your work. My sausage was delicious, and I thank you so much.
Top ratings over here. All right. Who do we have lining up? We have Pulp Friction lining up with Namazoom.
That's all right. This microphone is all stained with Pavey's lipstick.
All right. Jam is about to start. Alrighty. The jam is on. Namazoom is pushing towards the front, has just made it to the pack as lead jammer.
And some lovely offense from the Victorian wall, but Friction's still stuck at the back behind that Perth tripod as Namazoom makes their first scoring pass.
And Namazoom has just made it. Yeah, you just said that. Far out.
I stole it. I'm sorry. I'm so
That's
sorry.
all right. What was...
I just got accused of thief by the penalised skater who's really got nothing to say about crimes sitting in this sports prison.
Cool. Pulp Friction is just made it through the pack. And the Perth jammer just called it off.
For a lovely 8-0, I believe. Oh, 10-0.
Yeah?
Oh, 10-0, just like the Matildas the other night.
Oh, wow, yeah. Even without Sam Kerr.
Even without Sam Kerr, the clean sheet. They're heading to Paris, lads.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
All right, lining up is Bussy and...
Someone whose numbers we cannot see.
Exactly, that's the whole thing I'm keep trying to see.
Jammy Dodger, jamming for Perth. Stuck at that tripod at the front of the pack. Bussy pushing their way up on the outside line. Very strong Perth tripod on the outside line there.
We're just sorry, it's very quiet because we're just watching the action.
We are. I'm so intrigued. Penalty to somewhere. We've got a lovely whistle going. That is Katie Chaos to the penalty box for Victoria.
Bussy has been recycled back to the back of the pack.
And lead jammer for Jammy Dodger out the front there for Perth.
All right, Killer Curls is right at the back, up the back to stop Jammy, but not quite there. Jammy has just made another pass for another 4 points, I believe.
And a star pass to Quinn from Victoria, making their way out of the pack. Followed very shortly by Jammy Dodger.
Cool. And Jammy just called it off.
That was cool, wasn't it cool?
Pardon?
Wasn't it cool?
Yeah, it was very cool.
was quite
Roller
cool.
derby is very cool. All right. Lining up for Victoria, we have Kaiju Crush.
And Fatality for Perth.
We have 112 Fatality. That felt like a very long 25 lineup. Real long.
That does sometimes. When you're on the track, it's so intrinsic to you, but when you're off, I don't know maths.
Perth's lead. Sorry, we just watched Kai skipping along the line, and it was very exciting.
It was a very delicate little line dance, unfortunately unsuccessful. Still stuck at that tripod at the back as Fatality makes their first scoring pass.
Amazing.
Just a 2-all for Perth now at the back there, dragging Kai back.
Ooh. Perth has made another scoring pass and is now on 8 points for this jam.
And another scoring pass for Perth. The jammer hat has come off of Kai's head. We will see if it goes somewhere.
If the cover comes off, is it party time?
It's party time coming. Kai out the front of the pack completing their initial pass.
Fantastic. Called off by Fatality from Perth.
No leads for Victoria yet.
Pardon?
No leads for Victoria yet this half. Perth
No.
is having a very strong half.
But it's also very early on.
It is quite early on. It is very early on. I wonder if Victoria's had their little chats backstage to figure some things out.
Yeah. Fingers crossed, Free Toby's up and they'll get lead. Free Toby is up against Comatose this jam and has made lead. How about that?
There we go. I jinxed it. Comatose out right behind Toby. We've got a fast pack moving around the track right now.
Toby is skating for their life. And we're just it's very exciting. Comatose has just made their first pass. Their first scoring pass. And Toby just called off the jam.
That is 4 points for Victoria, 5 points for Perth.
Yeah.
Sneak a little stolen point at the end there. Very nice.
But it's also real good to get some points up on the board.
It is so nice to get points on the board. It's a good feeling. Up for Perth, we've got Locomotives against Friction from Victoria.
We all have seen how this plays out. It could be either really quick or very slow going.
I want to see Locomotives do a spin. I've been watching them all day. They're very lovely. That is 2 blockers for Perth in the penalty box. Right now, just their 2-all fighting up the front there against Friction, who just got lead. That's 2 leads in a row for Victoria now.
It's good to see.
Oy. And the hat comes off of Locomotive.
But
Yeah.
not a star pass. Let's see, Friction is right at the back, pushing through. What do they call it?
Absolutely swallowed by that tripod.
Tripod.
Trying to slice through the middle.
I have no idea what these things are called.
Stuck in the place that I like to call the sad place, just right between the 2 butts of that tripod, not going anywhere. But a nice little tumble to the outside line. Victoria with a 4-wall defense up the top, really locking down.
And Friction has just called it off.
4-0 that jam.
4-3.
4-3. Yeah, I don't know maths.
Ooh, Official review blue, white.
They're wearing blue. It confused me as well.
I know. I said blue before, and I'm like, no.
It's wrong. They're both blue. If you're not familiar with roller derby and with an official review is a team's chance to question something that the refs have done. If you go, I disagree with what you just did there, you can just go in, tell them very politely and kindly, I think you're wrong, and maybe they'll agree, maybe they won't.
Maybe, yeah. I guess
Maybe.
we'll find out.
We will find out. I wonder if we have a little spy telling us what's happening, or if we're just going to have to guess.
Yeah, well, I can't see. But this is our first official review of the whole entire game, which is very interesting.
It is very interesting. You only get one per half unless you win, and then you get a sneaky second one.
But official reviews can also be used as a timeout as well, if that is needed.
If you're tired.
My favourite skaters are the ones who don't visit the penalty box. As a penalty box timer, that is.
Perth keeping hold of one of those Victoria blockers at the back there. A little goat.
Bussy is back on track. And coming up to the back of the pack.
Namazun.
No, you go. You go.
Namazun stuck in that sad place on the tripod up the front there, right between those butts. It's so hard to see from this side of the track.
Absolutely. But Perth, like all game, Perth's defense has been so strong.
It absolutely has. What a little powerhouse.
Absolutely. I haven't watched Perth play in a hot second, but they're doing very well.
Namazun out for their second scoring pass, re-entering the pack at the back. Bussy with star in hand being dragged back into turn 2.
And Bussy has been recycled back. There's less than 20 seconds left in this jam. Will it be a cam jam?
Will it be a what?
A what?
What did you say? A what jam?
A cam jam.
A cam jam? What is that? I've never heard that before. Oh, a jam where Cam gets to call it off. Very exciting. Star pass to Quinn from Victoria. And it was a cam jam.
Yeah.
There we go. Our lovely jam timer Cam. Our mum, our collective mum. Oh, she winked at me.
We love Cam.
We do love Cam. She doesn't get to call it off much, but when she does it like an icon.
Righty.
3, Toby lining up to jam for Victoria against Jamie Dodger with their lovely plats.
Penalty box is empty. We're going in with full teams.
We love to see it. Crime is down.
That's a good one.
Crime is back. Victoria down one blocker with that Perth jammer pushing up the front against one last blocker. That is Mayhem. Lead for Jamie Dodger from Perth. Toby down the back.
Toby being stopped up the back by defense. Perth's defense.
Perth did very well to push back against that group offense that Victoria tried to do there. Victoria tried to clear that inside line. Perth just said, nah. Not today.
A scoring pass for Perth. Jamie Dodger scoring 4 points.
And Free Toby's hat has come off.
Someone dropped a helmet cover down the back.
A lot of confusion here. It tends to happen. If you're unfamiliar with the process of a star pass, it is a very confusing one, and I don't blame you.
Yep.
When that jammer takes the star off their head, they can pass it to their pivot with the lovely stripe. They have to be standing upright, they've got to be inbounds, and it's got to pass from one person's hand to the other, nice and clean. And if it doesn't do that, the pivot is still a pivot. The jammer is just a hatless jammer, and you've got to do the whole thing again.
Definitely. Up for Thunder is Pulp Friction, and up for Perth is Comatose. A different lineup this time. This should be interesting. Okay, Comatose just made it straight through. And Friction is like coming straight after.
Friction is absolutely hunting Comatose down right now. Those are the eyes of a predator, I think. Look at her go.
Oh, wow. Let's see how this goes. Oh, nice one. Friction scored 3 points.
Comatose a lovely 2 for Perth, taking them to 186 Victoria 43.
That was very cool.
Locomotives up for Perth on the jammer line next to Bussy, the Vampire Slayer for Victoria. We have got a full complement of blockers.
Alrighty, let's see how this goes.
2 strong tripods here. Perth pushing at the front, Bussy at the back. And we got to see that spin from Locomotives. Love to see it. Mayhem dragging them back.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Just hanging out in turn 2 at the moment.
I was like, Possum Rides just down the front, doing a good job.
And lead jammer for Perth. The hat comes off. Bussy the Vampire Slayer.
That was a long time to get lead. It took almost 40 seconds to get lead.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's quite some time.
Oh, Star Pass. The Star Pass to T-Slams.
And calling it off before Tambalam Slam can make any points. That is 3 for Perth. 0 for Victoria.
Our little favourite matchup coming up, Pulp Friction and...
Namazoom.
Yeah, Namazoom.
It's rare that we see Friction on the track with a jammer who's her height. But that's the same...
Yeah.
It's the same stature here.
Namazoom made it through the pack. And there you go.
Friction following shortly behind.
And that was a quick call off.
Just a sneaky 3 for Perth there.
Yeah.
Just 3 and that's... Namazoom's all filled up. No more. Big breakfast maybe.
Yeah. More Weet-Bix?
How many Weet-Bix do you go?
Oh, I don't eat Weet-Bix anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah. I've only recently started eating them again with a bit of honey. I go 4.
They're good.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Up for Victoria's Kaiju, and up for Perth is Jammy. Let's see how this matchup goes.
Jammy dodger for a quick lead in turn 2. Kai's hat has come off. Killer Curls from Victoria headed to the penalty box. What crime did you commit, Curls? They're ignoring me.
Yep. Just naughty.
Just naughty. Just miscellaneously naughty.
Yeah.
And Kai for Victoria headed to the penalty box as well. This will be a power jam for Perth.
4 points for Perth. It's very quiet. All right, Killer Curls is back on track.
Just a 2 all out the front there for Victoria. And the jam is called Kaiju iced in the box. And an advantage start for Perth. That's quite a nice call.
Yeah. So Perth now has a power start, which is a start where one jammer is in the box and their home jammer is on track.
Just a little sneaky advantage for you.
Yeah.
Just a moment. Just a couple of seconds. A little something, something. Alone time is important, you know.
Yep.
It's good.
Alrighty. Let's see how this goes.
Very quick lead for Comatose there with that power jam start. Kai released from the bin, fighting at the back. Trying to sneak up that inside line, but covered by the Perth blocker.
Sneaky 4 points for Perth. I really enjoy watching Kai skate, like lots of toe stop work.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of fast feet.
Yep.
It's good. It's good. I like watching Comatose skate as well.
Yeah.
Very fancy. Nice hair.
Comatose is coming back up the back of the pack again. And a penalty for a Perth player stopped Kai from being recycled, and Kai's through the pack.
Comatose thinking about calling it off for a moment there. One of the Perth blockers in the bin. Try and keep
And
that penalty as short as you can.
Perth has one blocker in the bin and 2 blockers and a pivot on track.
It was a 12-0 score. Perth has cracked the 200 mark, 212-43 for Victoria.
Up for Victoria is Pulp Friction, and up for Perth is Namazoom, our favourite matchup.
Our favourite matchup. Some very scrummy tripods there, hanging out in the straightaway. Perth a second blocker to the bin.
This is like one of my favourite matchups because you never know the outcome.
Yeah, it could go either way. Absolute powerhouses, the both of them. Fond of lions. Namazoom fighting up the front, only one more blocker against Smack.
Smack's defence is really good.
And lead for Namazoom. The hat comes off, Friction stuck in that tripod at the back there. Sneaking through the inside line, finish their initial pass as Namazoom comes back up to the pack.
Making a really sneaky panty stash. No, cover stash, what do we call it now? I'm old roller derby.
What do we call what?
The helmet cover.
Oh, the hat,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm old roller derby.
Yeah, back in
Sometimes
the-
I forget and use old roller derby terms.
Oh yes, the panty.
Yeah.
A bygone era.
Yeah,
thankfully.
absolutely.
Clean box for this jam. Bussy the Vampire Slayer up for Victorian Thunder and Locomotives for Perth.
Ooh, Locomotive Dispel. Will that be an advantage for Bussy? Oh, burst. Bussy just got lead.
Locomotives held up at the front there by Haru, but following shots. This is our first Victorian lead in quite some time.
Yep.
Ooh.
And Bussy just made it through the pack.
And cut track for Bussy the Vampire Slayer. This is going to be a cam jam.
Yeah.
Bussy has lost lead
Oh,
jam. This is
yeah.
going to go for its full 2 minutes.
Yep. And also a power jam for the Perth jammer. So Locomotive has no one on track to score points against them right now.
Alone time, just having a moment to themselves.
Yeah.
They were taking some deep breaths there. Just, it's self-care. Oh, we saw a spin.
Ooh.
A whistle blown somewhere. That is for Quinn from Victoria.
That was a pack violation.
Bussy back on the track.
Yep.
Locomotives has lost their
Jammer rep there.
There we go. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you out, JR.
It happens.
It does happen. There's so many people. It's so hard to watch.
Yeah.
That's why there's so many of them. Oh, stunning O from Tio. Tia from Perth has just been doing awesome O all day. Just
Alright.
a 2-all for Victorian now as this jam is coming into its final seconds.
And that was a jam timer call-off. Cam time.
Cam time. That was a 16-4 jam. 16 Perth for Victoria.
Less than 7 minutes left in the period.
That has just flown by.
Yeah.
That is just...
What are you doing for the rest of the day?
You know, actually, I really don't know.
Yeah, just
Watching.
hanging out.
Watching.
Nice one.
No, I'm gonna watch the Victorian All Stars play the Brisbane Punk Blockers.
Yeah, that's coming up. That should be very exciting.
That should be very exciting.
All right. Just so you know, Perth got lead.
Yes.
And they're making on their first scoring pass.
We were definitely paying attention. Jamie Dodger on their first scoring pass, I believe.
Yeah. And we have Toby up against Jamie Donut. Jamie Dodger. Jamie Donut. My brain.
Toby stuck behind that 3-wall at the front.
That really great VRDL defense.
Some lovely tripods from both sides. Perth just brushing off that offense, and Toby out the front with a lovely little spin.
And Toby just made it through the pack.
Sticking the hat back on their head. If that star is not visible, you are not getting any points.
There was a late penalty.
I wonder who for. Oh, for Perth.
Yeah. Against the Perth.
What
blocker.
crime did you commit, Peacock?
Pardon?
I wonder if they are ignoring me or they can't hear me.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Because it really could be either of them.
Ooh.
2 in the bin for Perth, starting at a disadvantage against Victoria's 4. We have got, it's our favourite combo. It's Friction and Namazoon on the line. Ooh, some Jammer D.
Yep.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That time, unfortunately not. But Friction has only 2 blockers to skate against and has just called lead.
And Namazoom's hat comes off at that tripod at the back. Both our Perth blockers are standing.
Friction has just made first scoring pass and has scored 4 points. No.
Some kind of star shenanigans
There
for
was-
Perth.
There was a star pass, but no.
I think the star pass did happen, and then
It
a crime
did,
was committed
yeah.
afterwards. They've still got the hat, and the lovely personal referee is following them around.
Yep. That is Pace following the Perth Jammer. One of our lovely referees.
We love them. We love our referees.
We couldn't do this sport without them.
And our NSOs. Love for all.
Less than 40
Fighting
seconds
against that
left.
tripod at the front. Absolute sad place there. I think the bench might want Friction to call it off.
I know, maybe. Like, I think I got that impression.
And a late call for Mayhem from Victoria. I heard that one. I don't need to ask. It was
No.
a direction.
Yep.
I know
late
the
call.
crimes.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes late calls happen.
They do. Sometimes the ref just need a moment to think, you know. There's a lot happening. You've got to consider.
Absolutely. We've got Bussy, the Vampire Slayer, up. No.
Oh, fake
What's
out.
this?
Up against
It
Comatose
looks
from
like
Perth.
an official timeout.
We're just going to take a second to...
Official timeout, and it looks like they're just confirming some paperwork.
Paperwork is important, folks. Don't let
Definitely.
anyone tell you otherwise. It's crucial.
As someone who has to fill out this paperwork, it is very, very important.
It is. It is. Brucey, thanks you for your service.
But officials' timeouts give everyone a little bit of time to have a little bit of a rest.
I love a rest. I love just hanging out, just sitting, you know.
Yeah, I like this rest.
This is a good rest.
Yeah.
Watching the officials do their thing is a good rest as well.
Absolutely. Watching the skaters do their thing too.
And just look at Cam's guns. We just get to watch Cam's shoulders in action. You look great, Cam. Cam, what's your favourite muscles? These ones just here?
What are they, like traps? I don't know.
Yeah, traps, delts, the arm stuff. Yeah, get the shoulders going, Cam.
Awesome. End of timeout. End of timeout. We have Bussy up for VRDL and Comatose up for Perth.
Tripod at the back, tripod at the front. Comatose pushing up that inside line against the Victorian tripod. Lovely little bridge there from Crane.
Comatose has just been recycled.
I think some confusion there. Bussy has taken the star off their head. No lead jammer has been called yet. There we go. Lead for Perth. And a penalty for Bussy the Vampire Slayer. A cut track.
Power jam for Perth. Oh my gosh, there's only 2 minutes left in the period.
Lovely little bit of, just a little tap from Storm, the Perth pivot there. Just getting the jammer the rest of their way.
All right. I heard Perth's bench wanted them to call it off too.
I think they might too.
Yeah.
We're in a very prime position here to hear everything from both of the benches that maybe the skaters don't get to hear. They're too focused on other things, but we're just watching. So the Victorian jammer iced in the penalty box here. When your jammer's iced in the penalty box, you can still score lead from the box.
You can absolutely
Can if your wall can hold that jammer with no competition for however long the penalty happens to be.
Ooh.
It's the Cam gun show again.
Lucky I am not in the penalty box. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Sneaky little crimes there.
Yeah.
Just crimes everywhere.
We are on an official review at the moment, and the refs are having a little chat in the middle while everyone looks at their paperwork. Make sure it matches.
It's a good opportunity to check. With an official timeout, you never know how long it's going to go. It can go for however long the officials want it to. So
exactly,
it's really on their whims. We just sit and watch.
3 years later.
One eternity later. I'm joking. We value our officials. Please do your jobs. We need you. I don't want to sound desperate, but like, please.
I think they're still having their chat. Yeah.
Wonder what they're talking about.
So, in about
funny faces from Perth.
Some kind of almost couple of minutes, you can go and get a sausage from the sausage sizzle.
Absolutely. I can smell them from here.
I know, right? They smell great.
They smell great. Spider's done a great job.
Onions under or over?
Oh, onions over.
Yeah.
Onions over.
Are we bucking the Bunnings trend?
Oh, heavens. Oh, God. Okay, are we really in a position to question Bunnings?
I don't know. Like, we're not there.
Is Bunnings the king of the sausage sandwich, or are we allowed to question them? Are we allowed to rival them? Hey, Spider, do you think you make a better snag than Bunnings? No, big head shake from Spider. Disagrees. Just 1 minute. This could be our last jam for this game. I wonder who's going to win.
I don't know.
I don't know. When this game ends, you can run yourselves across the track. You can run to our little cake stall. You can buy some lovely merch. You can go to the toilet if you so desire.
Absolutely.
It's forbidden during game time,
Yeah.
but it's allowed if you've been holding it.
I was just going to mention, all throughout the year, we also are at Bunnings, our local Bunnings. So keep an eye out for that.
That's true. Are we rivaling the Bunnings Snag if we are the Bunnings Snag?
Oh, I don't know. It could be an even matchup.
It could be. It absolutely could be.
All right.
Locomotives alone on the jam line.
And Bussy is back on track. Let's see how that goes.
And a
They had
sneaky
like
release.
0.
Ooh, a lead for Victoria from the bin. Lovely little outside line from Bussy there. Locomotives following, but knocked out on the inside.
And
by
it looked
Smith.
like they had 0 opposition to that part, like that initial pass.
Sometimes it's really sneaky, you know. They just don't notice you coming out of the bin there, especially when it's only a couple of seconds.
Absolutely.
Some whistles blowing,
Ooh.
some yelling from JREF. You're doing a good job, JREF. That is a Perth blocker headed to the bin, and
the Perth Jammer has just made their initial pass.
coming up for a scoring. Bussy out with 4 points for Victoria.
And Bussy looks like they're continuing to skate. There's only 2 seconds left in the period and less than a minute left in the final jam.
That's it. The period clock has expired. This will be our last jam. Quinn from Victoria heads to the penalty box. Sneaky exchange for the Perth blocker.
The Victoria bench is chanting for their jammer.
Both of our jammers stuck behind tripods. Locomotives busting out the front for 4 points, high in the sky. Bussy still at the back.
Quinby is back on track. And Bussy was recycled back. Good work.
7 points for Victoria, 6 points for Perth.
Yep. I was like, that was the final whistle. It was not the final whistle.
It wasn't. We'll hear another one.
Waiting for one more whistle.
Some thumbs up from our jam refs.
Yep.
You did great, bud.
And that's the end of the game. Thanks for watching along with us and bumbling along with me.
And I'm sorry. That's Perth 249, Victoria 61.
We've got one game left today,
Yeah, we do.
and I am not doing that. Anyway.
Brisbane City Rollers against the Victorian All-Stars will be starting at 6 p.m. If you want to take to the track for a sneaky little high five, and then you can buy your snacks, go to the loo. Meet back here.
Meet back here at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m.
I think it's time to go.